Hi guys, this is Rosa Kelly and I'm here today with a new mini album tutorial. This little book is so quick and easy to make, so let's go ahead and take a look. So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be sharing with you a new tutorial. This little mini album is so cute. The tutorial is super quick and easy and we're gonna be making this together. So to make this little book, I am using the La La Land Crafts February release, which is so adorable, all about birthdays. And by the way, they're having a 20% off sale and I think it's good until today. So I'm gonna leave you the coupon code here. You guys can take advantage of that discount. Also make sure to use my link below to their website, and I'm going to be listing the products that I use. But first, let me just quickly show you how they look like. So I'm using two dies. This is it's like a little Polaroid die, and it comes with this little sentiments that you can add into the Polaroid right there. And then I'm also using their birthday die, which is the one that I use on the spine of the book, and I think it just looks really pretty. And then for these adorable little guys, I'm using multiple stamp sets. So I'm using the You Take the Cake, What's the Scoop, Hippo Birthday, and my favorite, Holy Cow, which is so stinking cute. The paper collection that I'm using is the Celebrate, and it is a 6x6 paper collection, but oh my goodness, you have to, if you haven't tried their papers yet, they have like the best quality. It just feels really good, really soft, and it's just perfect for any project actually. So I added some of the paper here. So this book measures 7x4, so I did paper piece a little bit here on the bottom. I don't know if you can actually tell, this is one design and the bottom is another one. You can tell a little bit better on the back, and I actually like how that looks. But I did paper piece some of these, and so let's go ahead and take a look inside. Oh, and by the way, I did a little bit of a coloring process as well, but for these little unicorns, I use a tutorial from Irina. I'm gonna link that tutorial down below because she did an amazing job coloring these unicorns, and I just follow her steps. So when we open this little book, you can see these unicorns kind of coming out saying hello. So I think that just is super cute. I love how that turned out. And then I'm adding some of these little guys all over, but let me show you the page layouts. So these two pages here are accordion folds, so you can add a lot of pictures there. The pages are 6 3/4 by 3.5, so you can fit a 4x6 picture and just kind of trim it a little bit, or you can do two smaller pictures. So we do have quite a lot of room for pictures on this little book as well. And these are pocket pages as well. I just didn't add the inserts. And then here on this next page we have this cute little double flap, and that opens up like that. And then here we have the other little unicorn. This page opens up like this. So then on this side we have this cute little elephant, and then this page opens up and it opens down like that. And then here we have a double pocket, and just look how cute is this little guy. And I just have the most relaxing time when I color these images. It's just really fun to do. And then over here we have places that you can add pictures to it. You can add more photo mats in there as well. Just wanted to add a couple there. And then here is the next page. So then this opens down. Whoops, this opens down, and then we have a waterfall, and this waterfall is 3.5 by 3.5, so you can add 3x3 pictures in there. And then on this last page we have these other little cute little friends in here, and then this opens up like that, and we have like a little booklet on this back page, so you can add more pictures. Or if you're making this for a baby's first birthday, which is kind of what I'm making this for. You can have the, you know, the family write a little note or a dedication for the little birthday boy or girl. And so yeah, so that is my cute little mini album. I love the size, I love how this feels. And now let's go ahead and make this together. So for the base of this book, I'm going to be using 2 pieces of chipboard. These two measure 7 by 4, and then one little piece for the spine, which is 7 by 2. And we are going to just wrap those up on some lightweight cardstock. Okay, so now we're gonna work on the hinge. For that, I'm going to use a piece of 6.5 by 11 inches, and I'm going to start scoring at 1.5. Then I'm going to score at 2, 2 and 3/4. Oops, here we go. 2 and 3/4, 3.5, 4, 4 and 3/4. 5.5, 6, 6 and 3/4, 7.5, 8, and then we're going to score at 9.5. Okay, and then right there on 9.5 is where we are going to cut, and then we're going to start folding this piece. So I'm going to skip the first 1/2 inch section, and we're going to join the 2 3/4 inches together. Okay, so I'm just going to join those two. What? And then we're going to press down. Okay, so we're going to take a quick little break. Oh my goodness. So then we're going to skip the next 1/2 inch section, and we're going to join the next 2 3/4 inches together. So we're just gonna pinch and join them together, creating these little heels, what I like to call, and then skip the next one and join the next 2. So this book is going to have 3 hinges. Then we're just gonna press down. Okay, and I like to fold this on both directions and then press down again. Okay, and then we're going to open this from the back, and I'm going to add some tape behind each one of the hinges. Okay, so we can close them together. I'm just gonna do one right there and then join this together. Then we're gonna do the same on the next one. Cut this, press down and join this together. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same for the last one. Okay, so then we are going to fold this to the other side, and I'm going to add my double-sided tape on each one of the hinges. So we're going to have a piece like that, and then we're going to add our tape right there. Then okay, I'm just gonna press down, fold this over, add my tape here again. Okay, and then the next one. So then we're going to add the hinges onto the spine of the book. So I'm going to use the first score line to line it up with my bending line, and it's gonna go right here like this. So then I'm just going to add my glue. Okay, so we're just going to add this piece here. And I'm just gonna press down, and then you also want to press down in between your hinges. And then I'm going to score along the gap lines here on the top. Even though we have the score line, I always like to do this just in case this line is not exactly matching to what we score ahead. So here we go. So now we have our little book ready, and then I'm going to work on the pages. So now we're gonna work on the pages. So for the base pages, I'm going to use 3 pieces of 3.5 by 6 3/4 and 3 pieces of 3.5 by 7 3/4. So we're going to score these pieces at 1/2 inch and at 7 1/4, and I'm going to do the same for the other two, and I'm using heavy weight for this step. So I'm going to do 1/2 inch and 7 1/4, and the same thing for the next one, 1/2 inch and 7 1/4. And then we're going to fold along the score lines, and we are going to add our double-sided tape on these 1/2 inch sections. Okay, so let me get this out, and we're going to do some tape right here, and I'm gonna take this, cut this piece, and then we're going to do tape back here as well. Okay, and I'm going to do the same for the other 2 pieces. So then we are going to take out a little bit of the tape, and we are going to line up these 2 pieces here to create the pocket pages. So okay, so we're going to just remove the tape, and there we go. So that is the first page, and I'm just going to do the same with the other 2. So here I have my 3 base pages, and now we're going to work on each one of these. So for the first one, I'm going to use 1 piece of 6 3/4 by 11 inches, and I'm just going to score this piece at 3.5, at 7 and at 10.5. And then we are going to fold, so let me repeat that, 3.5, 7, and 10.5. And we are going to fold along the score lines here to create like an accordion type page. Okay, and then I'm going to just fold that like that. And then we're going to glue this first page on one of the sides of our first base page. So I'm going to get my glue and let's see. So I'm going to add my glue on this 1/2 inch section right here, and then we are going to just line it up to the edge. Okay, and then we are just simply going to press down and wait for this to dry, and there you go. So then we have one accordion fold page on the first side. Now on the back, I am going to use 2 pieces of 3 3/4 by 3.5, and I'm going to score these 2 pieces at 1/2 inch along the 3 3/4 inch side. So I'm going to do 1 and 2, and then I'm going to fold along the score lines, and we're going to have these 2 little layouts. So I am going to do these ones on one on the left side of the page. Okay, right here like that, and I'm going to press down, and then I'm going to do the other one on the right side, and these are going to overlap just a little bit because the base page is 6 3/4 and we're doing this kind of like at 7 inches, so it's okay. And I'm just going to line that up to the bottom corner, and that is our second page. So for this page we will have these 2 opening sides, and then let's move on to the next one. So we are going to use 2 pieces of 3.5 by 6.5, and I'm going to score at 1/2 inch along the 6.5 inch side. Okay, and then we are going to fold along the score lines, and I'm going to do the same with this one, and then we're going to glue 1 piece on the top and just line that up here. Okay, and then I'm going to do, press this down, then we're going to open this up and do the other piece on the bottom. Okay, so there you go. We have this layout here. So then this piece will open down and it will open up. And now let's go ahead and work on the back of this. So then I have 2 pieces of 6 3/4 by 3 3/4, and I'm going to score at 1/2 inch along the 3 3/4 inch side. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same for both here, and then we're going to fold along the score lines just like that, and now we're going to add 1 on each side here. So I'm going to add my glue, and I'm going to line this one up to the left. Okay, press down, and we're going to open that up, and I am now going to do the one for the right. Okay, so 1 and 1. Okay, so there you go. So then this page will open up like this, and so we go. So now let's go ahead and move on to page number 5. So for this page I'm going to use a piece of 3 inches by 4.5, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch and 4 inches along 4.5. And then we're going to use a piece of 3.5 by 4.5, and we're going to do 1/2 inch, 4 inches, and then we're going to turn this to the other side and do 1/2 inch. Okay, so 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and then 1/2 inch along the bottom to create a pocket. And then we're just going to fold these along the score line here, and same thing right there. And then we're going to actually add the other piece first. So I'm just going to fold along the score lines, and then I'm going to add my glue on these 2 sides. Okay, and I'm just going to add this page right here on the center, and here we go. So press down, and then we're going to add this one on the bottom, which is going to be our little pocket, and we're just going to add the glue on these 3 sides. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to glue this one on the bottom on top of the first piece that we just added. So I'm just going to press down on the sides that we glued, and here we go. So for this page we're going to have 1 pocket and 2 pockets here. So now let's work on the back. So for this page I'm going to use 6 pieces of 4 inches by 3.5. So then we are going to score along the 4 inch side at 1/2 inch. Okay, and I'm going to do the same for all of these pieces. And then I'm also going to use 1 piece of 3.5 by 6.5, and I'm going to score at 1/2 inch along the 6.5 inch side. So then we're going to fold along the score lines all of these little pieces, and we are going to create a waterfall on this page here. So let's bring the base page back. This is the one we just worked on, and I'm going to start adding my little waterfall pieces here along the top. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one, and you're going to open that up, add the next one right here, press down, and we're going to open that up and just continue adding all of these pieces. So once I'm done adding all of the pieces to the waterfall, I'm going to open all of them up, and I'm going to use the long piece, the one that measures 6.5, and we're just going to fold along the score line, and we are going to add this piece on the bottom right here, and this is going to be the closure for this waterfall. So I'm going to close all of that, and this is going to come here on the top, and of course we're going to add magnets there. So now that I have all of my pages ready, we can go ahead and add them into our book. So I'm going to start peeling off the tape here from the first page, and then you're gonna grab your first signature, and you can, I think this was the first one here, so do that. I'm going to find the center of the base page here first, and then we are just going to insert that from the bottom up. Okay, and then you can move it around, make sure that it's straight top and bottom, and then you're gonna press down here on your sticky tape and just remove the rest of the tape. And then you're gonna turn this to the other side and use your little hook to remove the tape from the back. Okay, and then we're going to do the same for the next one here. So I'm going to peel off the tape just a little bit, find the center of the base page, and then we're going to insert that right here. Okay, and then we're going to press down and remove the tape, and then I'm going to do the same here, remove the tape on the back and press down, and then we're just going to add the next page. So now we have our signatures added into our book, and we can go ahead and work on the inside covers. So I am just going to put this to the side. Okay, so for the inside cover, we're going to use a piece of 3 3/4 by 6 3/4, and that's going to be like the little base that's going to be glued in there. And then I'm going to use a piece of 6.5 by 11, and I'm going to do the same thing we did for the first page, which is 3.5, 7, and 10.5, because I want these two pages to kind of open up the same. And so then we are going to fold along the score lines here. So then I'm going to add my glue on the 1/2 inch section, and I'm going to line it up here to the side, and then we're just going to press down. Okay, and then for the back, this is going to be for the front. For the back, I also have a piece of 3 3/4 by 6 3/4. And then I'm also going to use 4 pieces of 3 3/4 by 6 3/4, and these ones I'm going to score at 1/2 inch along the 3 3/4 inch side. Okay, so I'm going to do the same for all of these 4 pieces. Okay, 3 and 4, and then I'm going to use a piece of 4.5 by 5 inches, and I'm going to score along the 4.5 inch side at 1/2 inch and at 3/4. Okay, so this one's gonna get 2 scores, 1/2 inch and 3/4, and then we're going to fold along the score lines. And then I'm going to use the little base that we cut first, and I'm going to start gluing all of my pieces onto the left side. So we're going to use these 1/2 inch sections, add some glue, and just line it up here. Then I'm going to press down, and I'm going to add the next one. Okay, so we're gonna put this one right on top and press down. And then we're going to use the other piece that we score at 1/2 and 3/4 inches, and we're going to open all of this up and add that piece on the left side, no, on the right side, on the center. Okay, so you want to add it right here. Okay, so just like that. And then we're going to press down, and this piece is going to be the closure for these little mini booklets in there, and then it's going to stand up, and that's your little gusset that you're gonna need. So now let's go ahead and add these to our book. Okay, so this is going to be on the back and this one's going to be on the front. Now if you want to add a closure to your book, like a ribbon closure, you can go ahead and do that right now. So I'm going to use some elastic lace, and I'm just going to glue one on each side. Okay, so I'm just going to add some fabric glue here and add my ribbon, and then I'm going to glue this piece down there. So I'm just going to add my glue. And then we're going to do the same for the back. I'm going to add my ribbon right there, and then we're going to glue this piece down. And there you go. So now we're done with our cute little mini book, and we can go ahead and decorate. So I'm going to start with the papers for the cover. So as you can see, I'm doing a little bit of paper piece in there. So these pieces were cut at 6 by 3 3/4 and 1 inch by 3 3/4. So I'm just gonna add the papers to the front and the back, and then I'm going to move to the inside of the book. So before I add my paper on the inside, I'm going to add the magnets. So I'm using 10 by 2 millimeter magnets for this page here, and I do have a link to my Amazon store where you can find all the magnets that I am using. So then I'm just going to continue adding my magnets and my design paper, and then we are going to decorate the rest of the book. So then I'm going to use my Memento Tuxedo Black ink to stamp my images. I like using that brand because it doesn't leak when you use your copy markers, and so it just works really good. So I'm going to stamp a couple more images, and like I said, I already color ahead some of the unicorns and the little cows, but I wanted to kind of show you how quick and easy it is to color these images as well. So I do have here on the screen all of the Copic markers numbers that I am using. So I'm keeping this very simple, very quick, and I typically just color my little images as I am watching television. But I wanted to kind of show you a little bit of the process here as well. So then I'm just going to fussy cut around my images and have all of these little guys ready to add into my book. I also went ahead and used my die cutter machine to run this little birthday word, and I'm just gonna add that one here along the spine. I think that will be the perfect place. So then I'm going to be using this little Polaroid die. I went ahead and cut two so I can do like a little shadow effect. So I'm gonna layer those two together, and then I'm going to back that up on my designer paper as well. And I just really like how this one looks, so I think I'm gonna be doing a couple more and just add it on the inside pages as well. I did leave one side open so we can add a picture. I think I'm adding these cute little guys here on the cover. I really had a lot of fun just placing them, and you know, I think the cover came out really fun and really whimsical as well. I like to add my chipboard pieces on the back of my elements to give them a little bit of volume and dimension, and they just kind of stand out from the background a little bit more. So I'm done with the cover now. I think it turned out super cute, and now I'm going to be adding these little unicorns on the side of the pages. So I had this idea to kind of have them layer so they can kind of peek out when you open the book, and I just really like how they turned out as well. I think these unicorns are so adorable. They're just super cute. And then I'm just going to continue adding the other little elements throughout the pages as well. And so yeah, I really like how the book came out. I love the happy colors of this paper collection. It's just perfect for a kid's birthday, a first birthday, and yeah, I really enjoy playing with this. Hope that you guys have enjoyed watching this video. I hope that you give it a try, and I want to thank you so much for watching. See you on the next one. Bye bye.